All right, guys, how's it going? Well, as you know, I've been to the cafe this morning and I have reviewed today's Spanish football dailies. And there was nothing in any of the 4 Spanish football dailies regarding Julian Alvarez, right? Nothing. But there was something online that I woke up to this morning, and we're going to go through that together. Now, it is a twist. A lot of people that write articles, clickbaity articles, or record videos like to use that word twist. I'm using it because I genuinely think it's a twist, right? And that is, if you believe this, that Liverpool are having talks, if you like, or his club, Atletico, are having talks with Liverpool next week, right? That's what I've seen posted on social media, but they left key bits out of that. They made it sound like just Liverpool. They made it sound more strong, more interesting. Because if you just said Liverpool, going to talk with Atletico Madrid about Julian Alvarez next week, you think, oh, Liverpool have got a foot in the door. But left out the other clubs that were mentioned as well in the original commentary. And I'm going to tell you about that. So what was actually said was Bayern, Liverpool and Arsenal want Julian Alvarez. Meetings with interested clubs begin next week. Slightly different to what you might be seeing on social media on some accounts. And that comes from someone called Matias Palacios, I think his name is. Well, let's just call him Matty. And he was speaking on El Chiringuito TV, a show known for bold transfer rumours and so-called exclusives, especially around Spanish football. Now, El Chiringuito TV is a very popular Spanish football magazine thing on TV. But it's very sensationalist, very like, no one would watch it and go, oh, that's happening then. It'd be like, yeah, right then. Do you know what I mean? I'll continue. It says here, let's be honest, these are my notes, which I did in the cafe this morning. His reliability is often questioned. El Chiringuito, the program he said it on, has built a reputation more on drama and shock value than verified information, right? And I guarantee, and I have not looked since this morning when I saw the original claim that Liverpool were going to be sitting down with the club to discuss a potential move. I guarantee that today you're going to see Alvarez and Liverpool mentioned on social media today, right? So this is why I'm trying to tell you where it's coming from and whether you should pay attention to it or not. I think you've worked out that you shouldn't pay attention to it, right? So caution is essential here. This is what I put in my notes. Atletico Madrid president Enrique Cerezo has publicly shot down similar rumours in the past, insisting Alvarez will die at Atletico Madrid. He's made it clear the club sees him as a long-term figure. El Chiringuito previously claimed, and I think it was the same journalist, that Barcelona wanted Alvarez as Lewandowski's replacement. That was also rubbished by the Atletico Madrid president. As it stands out, there's no solid evidence supporting this new story, these new claims. No official bids, no credible reports, no word from the player or his agent or anything like that. In fact, just yesterday, no, this is wrong. In fact, just yesterday, there was, who published it? I can't remember who published it. You'd have to watch yesterday's video. I recorded a video about it. Basically, there was an article published in Madrid yesterday that said, or it was called, Julian Alvarez is the project. If you just wait one moment, please, I will tell you who published that. VIP members, login, executive lounge, scouting department, Julian Alvarez. Here we go. I like to remind myself where it came from. Here we go. It was called the Julian Project. It might be an AS. Yeah, it was published by AS, which is a pro Real Madrid publication. So, right, I know I've just probably confused you a little bit there. So, these claims are made that Liverpool and other clubs are going to have talks with Atletico Madrid next week, which implies that that Atletico Madrid would sell him. But only yesterday, AS, a Madrid-based publication, which focuses on Atletico Madrid closely, as well as Real Madrid, published an article, saying that he's the future, he's the project for that club. They see him as a future captain. They see him as to build a team around him. They see him as the name that will attract players. And it was a very much, like, he ain't going nowhere kind of thing. And yeah, that can be a club's opinion. But you will recall, and I mentioned it yesterday, that there was a 2-page interview with him within the last week, 10 days or something. And I read every single fucking thing in that because I wanted to see if Liverpool were mentioned. Liverpool were mentioned, but he was talking about when they beat Liverpool, fucker, right? He didn't talk or allude to wanting to play anywhere else. This player, to me, seems extremely happy where he is. The club's long-term plans are to build everything around him. And I just think that this is complete nonsense, personally. And I know some of you are like, yeah, but, they want Darwin Núñez, don't they don't? And we want him, and there's been, do you know what I mean? And people are just putting it all together and hoping that things come off. I don't believe it. I think this player is seen as one for the future forever. I really do. The president there is saying he'll fucking die at this club, But we all know money talks as well. I get it. But I think this is nonsense. Anyway, I'm going to continue. I feel like I'm going all over with my video. I'm sorry. So yeah, yesterday, Julian Alvarez is the project. That article focused on Atletico planning to build their team around him, even grooming him to be a future captain and club legend. And again, my notes, let's not forget, Alvarez recently gave an exclusive interview and there was no hint whatsoever that he's unhappy or seeking a move. He seems settled, motivated and proud to be part of the club. And I could feel the pride in his words, guys. So at this moment, there is absolutely nothing credible in Spain, especially in Madrid, suggesting Atletico are open to selling this player or that the player wants out. So treat this latest El Chiringuito exclusive, if you like, with a massive pinch of salt. And also, there's been articles within the last week or so saying that they're going to invest big this summer. They're not a selling club. They don't need to sell him. Talk of 150 million being spent. I think it was just on the defence or something like that. So the reason for the video, and I don't think I've done a very good video. I do apologise. The reason for the video is to tell you that you might hear, Liverpool sitting down with Atletico Madrid next week. Look and see if they missed out the other clubs. And to tell you, it comes from a very speculative, very sensationalist shock, stuff that often more times than not doesn't happen. So it's not an outlet that you should pay attention to. And none of it makes any sense anyway, to be honest with you guys, because of all the other things I've mentioned. Don't think I've done a very good video, I'm sorry. I'll leave it with you to prevent you being subjected to further nonsense from me. If you found the video of use, so if you found it helpful, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. If you want to buy me a beer or coffee, hit the super thanks button, the love out under the video. I give a shout out to everybody that does that in my morning briefings. You know the drill. But yeah, I think I needed to make this video because I know that the numpties, the Twitter twats, the aggregators, the content creators, I know they're going to put this up everywhere today. And at least now you can know where it's come from, because they'll say things like El Chiringuito, in Spain, and for some reason people, they want to believe an outlet or something just because it's in Spain. But that'd be a bit like think about people quoting Team Talk or something, or Give Me Sport, and going, well, Give Me Sport and Team Talk said it in England, so it must be true. Don't fall for that bullshit. They'll tell you El Chiringuito is an exceptionally popular program. It is. There's no doubt about that. But Talk Sport's an exceptionally popular radio station to do with sport and football, But the shite, they're exclusives and stuff. So I wouldn't pay any attention to it. I think there's no chance of Alvarez going anywhere, to be honest with you. Sorry. All right, guys, leave it with you. Speak to you in a bit. All right.